Hey everybody, this is Tim with Op-Ed Daily. I'm here again tonight. I just run across this article. Uh, you might just be able to receive your bills and pay them in your Gmail inbox. I mean, that sounds great. It really does. But the consequences of allowing such intrusive data into Google's hands is just, I don't know, to me it would spell disaster. I think it's a very convenient thing. I think it's uh, I think it's a really cool idea in terms of technological advances, what have you, making it easier to deal with your things from one location rather than having to go different places to deal with it. But at the same time, I've got to question the motives of Google. Google doesn't really do anything without profit in mind, and I don't really blame them, I guess. But when it comes to receiving your bills and paying them, um, I just think the profit is going to be blindsided to the consumer. And what I mean by that is they aren't going to acknowledge the data that they will be scraping from those bills. It'll be in the terms of service that if you click continue, on this completely irrelevant page, you've agreed to the terms of service. Or if you do a Google search, you agreed to the terms of service for Google, which is on a completely and totally different page. But with those things, they bind us into these crazy contracts, and we allow them without really even thinking about it. We allow them to be extremely intrusive in our everyday lives. And, I'm guilty of this as well. I don't always think of the ramifications when it comes to cool things. Like, there for a long time, I wouldn't open up a Facebook page. I didn't really see the purpose. And then Twitter came out. And, I'm still not a big fan of Twitter, but, it has its uses. But they don't provide these services for free because they just want to be nice people. No, they provide these services for free because they sell your data. They sell your life to companies so the companies can better understand how to manipulate your mind into buying their products. That's what this is about. And that's what they're going to do here. I haven't read through this entire article. I just, got the gist of what was going on. And, like I said, I think it's a cool thing. It's called Pony Express. Lets you pay your bills within Gmail. Uh, I think it's I think it's awesome but scary at the same time. And yeah, it could suck in the type of financial data that would allow it to expand into new business. Credit card bills and payment history would be a gateway into industries such as personal finance or lending, and the data can be used to refine how advertisements are targeted to individuals on Google, YouTube, and partnering sites. Though such a move would be likely to stoke privacy concerns, and that's what I'm talking about here. It's not clear whether Google would generate any revenue directly from the Pony Express service. Of course, well, I mean, guess not directly, perhaps, unless they charge you to pay your bill online, which I'd rather them do that if they promised not to save any of the information that is transmitted, but we know that's not going to happen. They're going to take your financial information and they're going to use it against you. It's that simple. I mean, I remember telling my family when Google first started becoming like a brand and a thing, I'm a Googler. I remember when before that was the case. And I remember telling them that, Google, like any other corporation, is going to become too big for their britches. They're going to become so large that they will do things that are counter counter to what we would like them to do, such as the privacy issues. And they've done exactly that. They have filled fulfilled that prophecy that I made so many years ago to my family. I mean, I knew it then, but that's unfortunately that's what corporations do nowadays. I mean, at first Google was awesome. They just had a really good search engine, a very relevant data, and then bing bang boom, now they're everywhere and they know everything about everybody, and it makes it easy for privacy to be gone. I mean, nowadays nothing is really private anymore unless you just basically don't get off the internet, or get on the internet rather. That's really the only way you can save yourself nowadays. So, I just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. I think Pony Express sounds great, and I think it's a pretty cool idea, pretty nifty, but I can say for certain that I will not be using it, because Google has their hand in my life enough as it is, with my permission. But, convenience is a great thing, and Google does bring me that, so I'll give them that. But anyway, that's it for now. You guys can make your own judgment calls. This is just another convenient factor that we're going to have to deal with in the future. I really I worry about my children and how they're going to grow up. The life that they're going to live. That they're not really going to know privacy like I knew it when I was a child. Growing up, that was the big thing with the United States. It's like, hey, my life is private. It's mine. I don't have to share it with anybody. The government doesn't need to know anything. And then all of a sudden, bam, the internet just kind of took that stuff and threw it away. But, my children will be desensitized to this. And I think, for a large majority of children nowadays, they already are desensitized to the lack of privacy. Like, they don't care. They don't hold that in a high regard like we used to, because of the distractions that this new technology brings. And I think that's sad. I don't think that's a very fair trade-off, gaining a distraction into life in exchange for your privacy. But, that's just me. It is what it is, and I don't know that we're going to be able to turn that clock back and go back to the way it was. I guess life never goes that way, but hey, we can at least remember the good old days, and I guess I can be glad that I was part of that at some point in my life. Anyway, that's it for now, folks. We'll see you guys later.